Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. And I want to get into this lesson, going into how evil E, all right, sleazy E, these Amalekites, these Israelis, all right, who portray themselves as the children of God and are not, how they won't get away with their wickedness. All right, because here it is. I'm gonna play it real quick. All right, this article goes into how Jewish American pedophiles hide from justice in Israel. All right, going to show you that these cannot be the real Israelites. All right, here it is. You know, these Israelis can do whatever the hell they want and always have a place to Succour. Meanwhile, you have a so-called black or Hispanic man. All right, he'll go to jail. All right, do 2 years on some misdemeanor or BS offense, and he's fucked for the rest of his life. You know, and according to the scriptures, the real Jews will be oppressed evermore. All right, so who are the real Jews, man? You know, who's being afflicted by the Heavenly Father? Who are the Lord's real who really are the Lord's people, man? All right, the scriptures say the Lord will chastise his own, man, those whom he loves. All right, so the Most High has chastised the nation of Israel, all right, because of their iniquities. Meanwhile, Esau, Edom, sleazy E, all right, the American Jew, Jewish, all right, these Jewish devils, you know, get away with murder. All right. Well, it seems like they get away with murder. All right. So I'm going to play a little bit. Like you see, I'm only 2 minutes in, and this shit gets you hot, man. So let's get it.
A CBS News investigation has uncovered a loophole that allows accused and convicted American pedophiles to escape justice by moving to Israel. So Ian Lee has been following this for more than a year, and he traveled to Israel for this investigation. He worked with a group that tracks people accused of sex crimes, which estimates dozens of Americans have used this loophole.
So, you know, he's 6'2".
We are on a stakeout looking for this man, Jimmy Julius Caro, 48 years old and wanted on charges of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl in Oregon back in 2000 and a 5-year-old girl in Israel in 2001. He's considered dangerous. But these photos are a few years old, so we don't know if he'll look the same. He remains elusive. Previous attempts to capture him have failed.
Obviously, the fear that he would somehow figure out that anyone's looking for him and bolt. He just called his number.
Shauna Aronson got a tip that Caro's expected at this clinic near Tel Aviv.
Who's going to call the
She's with
police
JCW, Jewish Community Watch, an organization that hunts down accused pedophiles who flee to Israel from the U.S., exploiting a process called Law of Return, whereby any Jewish person can move to Israel and automatically gain citizenship. The ease.
Right? So these, all right, basically, if you're Israeli and you do any type of BS in America, you know, you can go back to Israel and automatically be forgiven under the law of return. All right, but let's get the scriptures, man, because in the scriptures, the real Jews, as I mentioned before, will be oppressed evermore, man. All right, they will be able to find no rest, man. And no matter where Israel, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are, all right, you catching hell, man. You living in the ghettos. All right, Esau's putting 3 feet up your ass at all times, man. You know, let me see. Deuteronomy 28 and 28. The Lord will smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart. The word astonishment, bewilderment. You know, you're not going to be looked at as the as the poster child, so to speak, for anything good. All right, but you're gonna be looked at as far as being a nigga or a spick. All right, to be looked at as less than nothing, be looked at as stupid. And thou shalt grope. It's like, I'm gonna read that one more time. Yahweh shall smite thee with madness. All right, and blindness, which people are spiritually blind, man. They don't know who they are. They call themselves African Americans, Cuban Americans, Haitians, Mexicans. They don't know who they are. They put on the name of in which the oppressor gave them, and astonishment of heart. All right, we just went into how our people are looked at. They have a byword and a proverb put up on them, man. All right, anything bad that happens to anybody is going to happen to you so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right, from you so-called Hispanics and African Americans getting shot down in the street, all right, to Esau building pipelines on top of your so-called reservations as a Native American, all right, to Esau giving a homosexual, the homosexual community reparations before you, okay, and thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness. All right, always constantly crying, man, because no justice is being done unto your people, only injustice. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. So there's not supposed to be, not in this time at least, until Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai comes back, there's not going to be a place to where you can go for succour. All right, as a matter of fact, in the book of Spirit's telling me to get that, in the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. All right, so when you're in captivity, all right, like a person that's in jail, they don't get the gourmet food, they get the slop. They don't sleep in as much as they want to. Nah, they told to wake up, man. When it's cold outside, guess what? It's cold in prison, man. When it's hot outside, guess what? It's hot in prison. There's never a time to where you don't know you're in jail. All right, so that's our people, man. There's never a time to where you don't know that this devil is your enemy. All right, and for you got Jakes who think that they're his friend, they may go out and get drunk with Esau, and Esau show his horns, man. And then there's many a times to where one Jake, is in amongst a bunch of Edomites. All right, and he ends up getting somehow some way being put to death or brutally hurt, man. Talking about Jakes that don't understand that this man is his devil, that this man is the devil. It says, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, but thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power. It says, hear, Israel, the commandments of life, give ear to understand wisdom. How happened it, Israel, that thou art in thine enemy's land? Going to show you that Israel, when the scriptures talk about Israel, a lot of times it's talking about the people of Israel, man. Because Israel, before it became an actual place, was what? Given to the man Jacob, which shows you Israel is a people before it's a place. That thou art in thine enemy's land, that thou art waxing old in a strange country, that thou art defiled with the dead, that thou art counted with them that go down into the grave. All right, so Israel, the people, All right. And like I said, you can from America to Cuba to Mexico to Brazil to China. All right. Because you have some of our people which are scattered amongst the Chinese and Japanese as well. You know? So this proves, all right, that these people can't be the real Israelites, man. Because as we just read, here it is. They do some wickedness, all right, some all-out wickedness, all right, which is that's a offense, man. People go to jail for pedophilia, man. But here it is, Esau. It's cool, if you're Israeli, you get away with murder, man. Trying to see what else it says. Accused of sexual assault is Oregon. He fled Israel before authorities in the U.S. could apprehend him. One Carol has been running from enforcement currently in a government. He's a written notice to alert police worldwide that he's a fugitive. By the Israeli Court of Child Molestation in a separate case. He served time and was released. Yeah, so I'll just read on. Salakia for taking so long. So, like I said, I just want to see what else this article had. But you know what? I mean, everything that it says in the article, it actually says in this the video. See, Tel Aviv is a tense stakeout waiting for Jimmy Julius Carroll to appear. He is a wanted man and is considered dangerous, accused of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl in Oregon in 2000. He fled to Israel before authorities in the U.S. could apprehend him or figure out where he went. Carroll has been running from the U.S. Law enforcement ever since. Let's see. Currently, Interpol, an intergovernmental policing organization that works with 194 countries, has a red notice to alert police worldwide that he's a fugitive. 2 years after he fled the U.S., Carroll was convicted by an Israeli court of child molestation in a separate case. He served time and was released. Now another alleged Israeli victim has come forward saying he began abusing her. The investigation has uncovered a loophole that's allowing accused American pedophiles to escape justice by moving to Israel. But the point still stands. This guy went to jail for a little bit. He got out and was released. But the fact that, these Amalekites have a place of secure, where you can flee from your wickedness, shows you that these aren't the people, man. But the Lord said, man, you ain't gonna flee from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, man. As a matter of fact, in Numbers 24, this is because Balaam wanted Balak to put a curse up on let me see, Balak wicked. Yeah, Balaam wanted Balak to put a curse up on Israel. But the Spirit of the Lord had Balak actually put a blessing up on us, man. You know, and he speaks about the different nations that will receive judgment. You know, Amalek being one of them, because Amalek had a hand in our captivity. Numbers 24. I started 13. If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of Yahweh to do either good or bad of mine own hand. But what Yahweh saith, that will I speak. And now behold, I go unto my people. Come therefore, and I will advertise thee what this people shall do to thy people in the latter days. And he took up his parable and said, Balaam, the son of Beor, had said, and the man whose eyes are open have said, he have said, which heard the words of God and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open. I shall see him, but not now. I shall see him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. Going into Isaiah the 49th chapter, which is talking about Yahushua, all right, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and smite the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheph. And Edom shall be a possession, Seir also shall be a possession for his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly. So the Lord is going to come back and forgive us of our iniquities, and we're going to do valiantly on you Amalekites, man. All right, which Amalek, when you look up in Genesis the 36th chapter, is one of the chief houses of Edom. All right, he's actually a duke of Edom. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. And when he looketh on Amalek, he took up his parable and said, Amalek was the first of the nations, but his latter end shall be that he perish forever. Okay, so hey man, yeah, you know, which goes to prove that Amalek Esau is still here. All right, and hey, you know, it's cool, you know, because they're gonna have a place of security. They're gonna have to be safe until what? Until the latter end, until the Most High comes and put a foot in their ass, until Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai comes. All right, until Yahweh sends his son Yahweh Shai to pass judgment. You know, so just sound quick in the spirit. Hey man, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Kakwadash. Shalak Rayam Al Adawamyam Wa Gawayam Shalak Ashbasham Bayaf Al Call Yab Yenawa Babkushat the Wadat Yat to Wa Shalom.